we have a familiar face right here, AJ, and I kind of wanted to talk about this. Chase Sherman, the Vanilla Gorilla, right? Fan favorite here on this program, the Bloody Water Podcast, taking a short notice bout against a UFC newcomer who's also taking a short notice bout, Waldo Cortes-Acosta. Now, you got to look at it like this, right? Chase Sherman, to be specific, he had a fight lined up against Josh Parisian 2 weeks ago on November 5th, the Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Lemos card, right? Got scrapped day of the fight. Josh Parisian had some medical stuff going on. I mean, listen, you never know what happened, so you got to just respect it. Chase Sherman calls a little BS there. He says, I don't know. It sounded like he had an anxiety attack. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying, right? When they ask, do you like this fight better or worse? What do you think? He says, honestly, man, I could see how this fight's better for me in some ways. But I can also see how this fight is a little tougher for me in some ways. Do you want the Josh Parisian fight? Oh, I absolutely want that fight back. So when your mind is so on that last fight, that money fight, not the money fight, but that fight that you had, that you thought going into it, I got this shit, man. I'm about to put it on his ass. I'm walking out with 50Ks. Dana, give me the bonus. And then you get a Waldo Cortes-Acosta, who, if you're looking at it right now when I'm pulling it up, man, let's look at the differences here. Chase Sherman with all of 6'4", right, 78-inch reach. Same type situation for Waldo Cortes-Acosta, 6'4", 78-inch reach. But there's a difference because Cortes-Acosta fights very long, right? He kind of dances around the ring. Chase Sherman, he's that old school bare knuckle, baby. Let's get down, swing, and bang, you know what I'm saying? So what do you make of that? I just wanted to bring that out there because short notice for both guys, right? Cortes-Acosta just fought too. If you look at it, he fought Jared Vanderaa a week, 2 days, and 17 hours ago, brother. So, this dude is fucking ready to go. You know what I'm saying? It's tough on both ends, but what do you make of Chase Sherman's, words coming into this fight?
Tough on both ends is an understatement, Derek. This is going to be an absolute scrap, man. To me, this has fight of the night written all over it because it's a short notice fight, because it's a heavyweight fight, and because both of these dudes are scrappers, bro. Both of these dudes are gamers, man. If you go back and, like you said, if you go back a week and 7 days, 6 days, whatever the time frame was, less than 2 weeks ago, you go back and you watch Waldo Cortes-Acosta, a.k.a. Salsa Boy, and you got to see why they call him that, dude, because this dude's got moves, man. Nonetheless, like you said, he's dancing in there, but he's got a little shimmy to the hips. He's got some shake in those feet, and he has some shoulder rolls and some beautiful head movement in there, and nonetheless, an absolute bomb of a right hand. If Chase Sherman, the Vanilla Gorilla, is going to come in and kind of provide that old school bare knuckle, I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, you hit me tag kind of style of fight, this is going to be a hard one, man, because Cortes-Acosta does not stand around to get hit at all, but he is there to just stay light on or heavy on his front foot and just stay light on those hands and piece you up. Now, to that point, like we saw in the Vanderaa fight less than 2 weeks ago, Vanderaa ate that front leg up. So if Chase Sherman can get close on the inside and just start eating that leg up, take the power and the speed away from that front hand of Cortes-Acosta, now we're talking about a dogfight. Now we're in the game mode. Do you see the same kind of a game plan coming out of the Chase Sherman? And do you see this dogfight I'm talking about, or you see something else here, Derek?
No, I see that. That's what made me fall in love with Chase Sherman's game originally is the Muay Thai. When he is fighting a striker who's not going to shoot on you, that's the most beautiful Chase Sherman performance you're going to get. Straight out of Mississippi, give it to me bare knuckle style, pause, because that sounded a little weird. But, the dude is legit, and he's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Waldo Cortes-Acosta, the thing that worries me is, like I said, or like you said, sometimes he's just not there to be hit, man. And Chase Sherman can plod just a little bit, you know what I mean? So when we put ourselves in this situation, this is kind of like a reversal of the last fight that we just talked about. The last fight, I said, I think it's going to go decision, but I'm uneasy because I do think it could end in a knockout. Here, I'm calling a TKO finish, but I can see this fight definitely ending in a decision just based off of these two styles. Fight of the night doesn't always mean knockout, right? So, because that's performance. That's performance bonus right there. Performance of the night, right? But let's talk about it, man. Is it possible one of these fighters shoots? We know Chase Sherman's not going to shoot, but does Cortes-Acosta shoot? I guess let me clear it up.
I don't think so, Derek. I don't think so, man. I think we're in store, especially with the way Cortes-Acosta likes to fight. He's very bravado. He's very alpha and aggressive in there. Shit, he got hit with some shots and literally shouted at Jared Vanderaa, just gave him a gorilla scream. I don't think this dude shoot. I think we're in store for an old school playground fight right here, Derek. First one to shoot's a bitch, and it's gonna be a swinging and banging match, bro. That's why I said I think this one's gonna be fight of the night, man. I'm very excited for this fight right here.
Talk to me though. What does that bravado do? What does that bring out of Chase Sherman if Cortes-Acosta brings that? I don't think that plays out in his favor. I think Chase Sherman, you want to do that? Oh man, you're gonna bring out an animal in him. You agree with me? I'm guessing, right?
Oh, 100%, Derek.
Yeah.
Chase Sherman is, and the reason why he's so good at playing that kind of tag style of fight, because you hit him, you get him a little bloody. Chase
Mhm.
Sherman is going to stand there in front of your face and be there ready for the scrap, man. This is a very, very fun fight.
Okay, last question, then we'll move on here. We'll talk about the odds a little bit. Obviously, Cortes-Acosta, UFC newcomer, minus 190 favorite. It's just you got to feel for Chase Sherman. It's just because of the track record Sherman's had as of late. I would believe 1-4 in your last 5, right? What does it mean to you? You got the undefeated guy, Waldo Cortes-Acosta, right? He's coming into this fight, and he, like I just said, literally, if you pull up the stats, 1 week, 2 days, and 17 hours ago was the last time that he fought. Chase Sherman, on the other hand, his last time that he fought was 4 months ago, right? So even though this is short notice on both ends, I mean, who bears the brunt here? Who's in a tougher situation? Is it Sherman or Cortes-Acosta?
Cortes-Acosta all day long right here, Derek. I mean, I'm sure you've eaten a couple leg kicks in your day as well. But folks, if you haven't, you take one and you don't really want to walk the next day.
Yeah.
You fight a Jared Vanderaa where you eat what, 15? I don't have the stats up right now, but he was chewing that leg up. And that's exactly where if I'm Chase Sherman's coaches, man, that's the first thing we're working on. Just whichever style of fight you want to go at it, inside, outside leg kicks. We're just gonna be spamming those and head movement all day long and try to play that tag style of fight because the ego is there to be fought against Cortes-Acosta.
And that makes me just wonder, and we'll get off of this fight after this one. It's like, why do you think? Because I'm looking at the leg attacks. Yeah, I mean, shoot, bro, you want to be real about it. 39 of 41 for Jared Vanderaa on Acosta. A week removed. Why? Why is he such a favorite in the odds makers' eyes? Like, why do you think so?
It has to be the track record of a Chase Sherman, man. I mean, just this guy going back and forth in and out of the UFC on a 4-fight losing streak until he gets the one. It was against Jared Vanderaa, correct? The one Chase Sherman just fought.
The one Chase Sherman just fought?
Chase Sherman just fought. Yeah, it was Jared Vanderaa.
Well, that was 4 months ago, yeah.
Yeah, both of these dudes just fought Jared Vanderaa. And if I remember correctly, Chase Sherman was losing that fight. Was he losing that fight?
He was absolutely losing that fight,
won?
and then he caught him in the 3rd round, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that has to be why this is tracking that way, because it was on its way to a 5-fight losing streak and possibly the eviction of Chase Sherman again for the 3rd time now from the UFC. But you come back with those heavy meat mallets, man, and it saves his contract for another fight. I do think that's why the odds makers are hating though.
Fair point. All right, brother. Well, how you have it? I like Waldo Cortes-Acosta. Give me the TKO. I just think that the style, the dancing, the rhythm, I think it's going to be a little bit too much for the flat-footed Chase Sherman. Not always flat-footed, but that heavy Muay Thai stance. But how do you see it, brother? And I'm taking, by the way, the over on this one. Give me the over for the TKO.
It's 1.5.
Yeah, another trend. Like I said, 1.5 rounds, bro. I think so. Just so it's out there, every single fight on this card, 1.5. Every on the main card, 1.5 rounds for every single fight.
Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. I'm going TKO. I'm going Waldo Cortes-Acosta, and I'm actually going to take the under, man. I'm gonna take early round 2. I'm gonna take the under for this one. Like I said, man, if this is the people's main event, this is my main event. I think this is going to be a fun fight. Hopefully, it's not a snoozer when it's 2 kickboxers going at it. Let's hope. Have fingers crossed for this one.
Let's just say it might be, because a lot of people do not love how Cortes-Acosta loves to showboat, but there's not a lot of action going on in the fight. Let's just say that. All right, brother. We'll move on to the next one. That's a fun fight.